Good YouTube. We got a video from my dog Tommy and FG. I've been watching bro since before Blue Rock came up. You know what I'm saying? My boy almost had a mill. Make sure I sub to bro. See what I'm saying? Just get caught lacking every day. They don't got my bell turned on. Make sure I hit that bell. Man Sly. Once again, sliding onto that timeline. And yeah, as always, pre-follow like. We got when rebranding fails. He know the algorithm, but he threw that in there for the. Come on, Tommy, you ain't slick. Talk to me.
Some say rebranding as a content creator, artist, or creative anything is a make or break in a lot of people's careers. You can have good creator rebrands,
True.
like Speed going from
Speed. You can even go Filthy Frank to Joji.
a kid yelling slurs in his mom's basement at 3 a.m. and doing voodoo rituals or whatever you call this.
Bro, why is the quality so low? Okay, it's me. It's on auto.
What the f was wrong with Speed in 2021? To now becoming one of the biggest live streamers in the world and
yes,
generations of propaganda from the media. But then you also have creators on the opposite side of rebranding like Sneeko. Turning from a person who used to be labeled one of the most creative YouTubers on this platform for his unique style of videos to now having to hang up.
Yeah, because he was like on some creative philosopher stuff. It's not the same as Joe Bart, but like similar vein, if that makes sense. But then he kind of lost it for the attention. I mean, when you're doing something like this and it expands outward, there's a lot of power you have that you can use in a good way. But once your mind's corrupted on what a good way is, you're kind of cooked. My trippiness is line up a little slanted. It's probably just the angle. Or the way his face, like everybody has like a round face, the way it's round, along with the ears. This one's more like to the left, this one's farther back. Like that's the way his face presents itself. So that could be what I'm seeing now.
With the sinister six of streaming and appealing to
heard
racists because that's how much his audience has got diluted. Either have a sand machine grounding your ball sack for 5 minutes, or have your sister in a room with these guys for 5 minutes. Me personally, I'm sorry for my offspring, but y'all can no longer be born. Sometimes these rebrands come naturally though, and I think those are always the best types. Just like how I mentioned Speed earlier, most of his rebranding came from him maturing from being a teenager that grew up on the internet and watching.
Talk about Joji, bro.
Actually went out in the real world and saw real people. There's a reason why the most edgiest creators on any platform, most of their audience is teenagers, because that's when you're the most on the internet and have the least life experience. There's also rebrands that are straight up a hard launch and the person is saying this is exactly how they're going to be moving like, which is usually more dangerous because you're telling the entire audience you built up that you're no longer that person they watched. And the newest rebrand we have from a big creator is none other than Cenat. I don't think we've had a hard launch.
I mean, I'm kind of a fan somewhat. I believe it's like everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So I believe what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? If he about what he's saying he about, I think we should be all for it.
Rebrand from somebody as big as Cenat in a while.
But I do know ball. I watch it's like Don, so there could be some things going on behind the scenes that are why this is happening.
Not too long ago was he yelling yacht at women getting up on his stream.
So
I'm sorry. Let me lock him out real quick.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? All right, bet. Go ahead.
The thought of an historian in the year 2900 going back to this time and studying these type of clips.
2900.
And now Kai's brand new look is him launching a fashion brand and trying to become a designer himself, while also self-helping himself by trying to fix his reading.
I know this book. I think this is Atomic Habits. I read it in my recreation class.
Struggles and working out. Off the wording itself, it doesn't sound bad at all. There's been two reactions to this. One being people who just hate to hate and basically hate on anything Kai does. If Kai does something like save a cat from a tree, they're in the comments saying some like he's worse than Hitler. Then there's another group of people who genuinely just find his brain corny and don't like it. And if you see my videos, I've defended Kai from random who just hate to hate on the internet or try to find a random problem. But I've also been critical of Kai, and this rebrand was
executed terribly.
This all started back when he ended his subathon at the end of September in 2020.
But to be honest, like when you make your living off of like kind of entertaining people and like constantly feeling a need to be the next thing or do the next thing, it's like, you feel me? It's always gonna like garnish. Like every time you do something, you're going to be under scrutiny. So something like this might not be something you reveal off rip. But with the way he's hard launching it, I can see why you would not believe that to be the case. But I believe in what the advice Rocky tried to give him. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Something that's important to you, you don't let people see while you're working on it. You let people see once you finish. Once your soul is in that for real. You don't let people corrupt that or change how, you view it before you're set on what you're doing. You feel me?
25. He hit 1 million subs, had 1 million viewers at the end. He had every celebrity in the book on it. LeBron James shaved his head on stream. We could have just left the last part. All we needed to see was his on stream. And after his stream ended, he decided to take a long hiatus to spend it with his girlfriend,
okay, that's kind of butt.
around the world, seeing different. He decided to take a.
This fit kind of tough. I wouldn't wear it, but it's some fashion. It's pretty tough.
A long hiatus.
This is mid. It's not buns, it's mid. This type of fit I see my homies with on Roblox, I call it a $2 fit.
To spend it with his girlfriend, vacationing around the world.
This is a tough fit. Very calm compared to the last one. But I can see somebody wear it.
World, seeing different places. Kind of awkward knowing that now, considering they just went through a pretty public breakup and she's dissing all of his friends and people around him. On this vacation, he was probably trying to think of how he would even come back and be able to top what he just did. Like, if I was in Kai's position, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't know what the to do. I broke a record that probably won't be beaten our lifetime and had LeBron James on at the same time. I gotta end off everything with that. Which is why he announced it.
See, but that's what I'm saying. You don't. Like, that's what, like, the idea of that is like letting this achievement define him. Yeah, I hit a milestone. It's like what J. Cole is doing with the fall off, right? All good things come to an end eventually. But the thing about streaming is it's not something that's like you ride a hot current. Say you're in a hot air balloon. For those who don't know, it uses, the heat to fly. It's not you ride you ride a hot current and then you fall off. No, it's different from rap where you have to consistently stay ahead of the game. You have to consistently stay revising your penmanship. With streaming, there are people in the poggers community, people that's been here since like streaming really started, that are still streaming and still pull a decent amount of audience. Now you can make an argument. They don't pull as much audience as COD. It doesn't matter. You're not streaming to just pull hella audience. This is decent bankroll. This helps with charity. This helps with philanthropy. But now you go back to doing what you do. You become a better person. The same stuff he's doing in his free time now, he'll be doing, and then he'll be streaming with about like the frequency of someone like Duke. Not every day. You just came back off crazy mafia times, but every now and then you want to go see somewhere, you can bring your setup. If you can't bring your setup, go on a vacation. You know what I'm saying? Let Chad know. Maybe record a vlog. Just be a content creator. You get what I'm saying? Once you're a content creator, milestones like these, they matter because it shows, it's like a physical representation of the work you put in finally being acknowledged. But outside of like, yes sir, I hit that. It's not like a thing of, oh, I'm never going to hit that again. Oh, I'm never going to get past that. You weren't doing it to get past that. You were doing it because you love the game, and it's a representation of that. This is the aftermath. But if you're treating an achievement like this as the precursor and not the aftermath, you just look like some greedy person, bro. And of course, you're not going to find fulfillment or enjoyment in what you're doing.
The video on January 13th that he's officially quitting streaming. And it turns out that was actually clickbait, shocker. The whole video was an announcement for his fashion brand and showing his journey on making his clothing brand. While also announcing he's been secretly posting videos.
Me creative directing.
On another channel that will document his journey. This was probably the worst thing he did in his rebrand, and is the thing people are making.
I feel bad though, because he was posting pretty consistently, and then last time I checked, it's been like 2 weeks since he last posted.
Fun of the most. In the reading videos, one weird thing he does is flex the phone timer after his reading time is supposed to end to show people that he's become a reading god above the average human.
It's probably not why he's doing that. I think a lot of people misconstrue that. He's not reading to like improve his intelligent quotient. He's reading because he sucks at being articulate. He doesn't have like, for all the fame he has, he doesn't have the ability that I have right now to be able to articulate something to you. He does have it, it's not the same proficiency. The ability to articulate a thought at a whatever speed, cadence, or pace, being able to fluctuate in a way that keeps your attention while I speak, delivers my message effectively, and allows me to communicate in a way that garners your attention and delivers my message simultaneously. He doesn't have that vernacular. He also does not have that bag. You feel me? He does have that bag, you know what I'm saying? But he don't have that bag. So it's like he's reading, like from what I gather from like his reading, he's like speed reading and whatnot. People who know reading, I read all the time for my own enjoyment. I don't read quickly. I don't think that's like a flex. People who are reading, you read at a pace that is competent enough to your enjoyment. Some people read faster, some people read slower. Everyone has a different cadence. But the goal is to be able to effectively pull out the meaning of what is being written. This is why people are saying that JJK fans are illiterate. People are saying all types of stuff because people will read a comic like The Punisher and then say the Punisher would support our current government. You had to have speed read or read with your brain closed. Like you read the words, you heard what they were saying, but you didn't listen to what they were saying. If that makes sense. The ability to articulate, the ability to like decode not only what is like apparent, but what is transparent, what's between the lines. That is competent reading. But he's trying to become more articulate, so he's working on the skill of being able to read. I don't think it's that helpful for him. I don't know who he got the advice from. I might be wrong, you know. But he is essentially trying to decode the information from the book and simultaneously say it so he can like articulate himself better with his thoughts. You get what I'm saying? Because at the level he's at, I'm sure he has the ability to think and form rational thoughts. I think what he probably struggles on is the delivery of those thoughts once they come into his mind. So he's using this as a method to like get better at that rapid fire process.
Brain input and output.
Location, creating, and implementation intention is a strategy you can use. You can use pair a new habit with a specific time and location. The implementation intention formula is I will behavior and time and location. Habit stacking is a strategy you.
Also, I don't think this is. Yo. Who the is Jay? Is this? You got a new account?
Jisoo's sexy husband just followed.
Holy, what's with these images, gang? These default images. I swear I didn't put images on it. Y'all hear the music? Yo. Jisoo. This isn't. Are you from America? America. We had someone come in the other day, I think, from. I don't know. We asked them if they spoke like Spanish. You're from the UK? That's fire. We asked them if they spoke Spanish, and like they just didn't answer, bro. It was me and my Hispanic homie, and it was like English is not my first language because their sentences weren't making sense. But you from the UK, man? Y'all got sometimes better vernacular than us, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're reacting right now. We got like 3-4 more videos, and then we get into gameplay. You feel me? So, you know, take a seat, enjoy the content, chat. You feel me? They see you. You know what I'm saying?
The ability of ending emotional pain, which can open the door for you.
Why you cheesing like that, bro?
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is frying me.
it's been 30 minutes.
Implementation intention is a strategy that you can use.
Oh, not to mention, this is not to get back to what I was about to say. I completely got distracted. I'm telling you, the music in those sub alerts is hard. I only know English. I think you already said that. Or am I tripping? I know English. I know a little bit of Spanish. I'm a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little knowledgeable. But The Atomic Habit's not a good book for me to be doing this with because it's a book that is like giving you information on psychology. It's like a book that you break down, you process, and you apply to your life for benefit. He should be reading a book that is like a storybook or a book that follows a narrative. The Atomic Habit is not a narrative following story. It's like a non-fictional book that is more written with the intention of being informational / persuasive. It's not a narrative. He should be reading a narrative story.
That you can use if you already want a 40v1.
Like, alright, man, we get it. You now have reached the same reading comprehension as Shakespeare. If he didn't put this timer bit into the reading videos, it wouldn't have received even close to the amount of hate it's getting. In the comments of all the vids, people are basically
Nigga got spooked by some thumbs up.
clowning him, saying he's trying too hard to be performative.
Reading like it hurts.
And also are saying he's reading but not actually comprehending what it's saying. Something that could have made it better is if he showed some notes that he was writing down while reading the books to show that he was
Yeah, Spartan Notes would be way better to show like his ability to understand. The comments, I'm saying, bruh.
actually retaining the information.
Bro, I seen like a clip of someone like screenshotting a recent video, and they were like, "They want to be in a documentary so bad." And I'm like, you can't even do nothing nowadays, bro.
And keeping what the books actually say in his head. Unironically, middle school teachers got one up on that. They was right on that because you do not retain shit after reading a book for the first time. But that timer thing was gonna cook him either way. He's got to put that one in the closet. Overall, it is good he's actually taking initiative to improve himself though. And there's clips too where he doesn't understand a word, so he searches up what it means on camera. Where people are
we should always do that
not
though.
Knowing a word's meaning, which I find so weird. People will always say try to improve yourself by reading books or going to the gym or learning whatever habit.
I'll always stand by this. You should, besides reading, I don't think reading is the benchmark. Reading is a helpful tool, but it's not like the only thing you need to do. It's more of like you need to educate yourself and you need to be training in some way physically. Only reason why, and it doesn't have to be nothing intense. Like I exercise for about 2 hours a day. And then I'm a college student. I'm in classes for like about 4 hours a day. And like I do like work relating to that for 2 hours. So about 6 hours of my day, I'm working on my mind. 2 hours of my day, I'm working on my body. It's like there are only two tools that you're going to have no matter what situation you're in. And that is your mind and your body. So like if you were unable to have a flexible mind, you'll tend to find things don't go well for you. Unless you have some type of help, some type of backing, etc. So I think it's beneficial for anyone to be working on their mind and their body, not just in terms of like, oh, I want to be a bodybuilder or oh, I want to be the smartest man alive, but just for your own personal use, you know, for whatever you want to accomplish, you craft your tools up to enough, you know, up to code, and then you use them, John.
And when you showcase yourself trying to improve yourself,
Is that Epstein game?
In 2026, and can't even be curious about something without getting the sped allegations. Meanwhile, those same people are fat chuds on the internet that do nothing but comment on people.
Chuds, unironic.
We kind of do need more people reading that.
No, I hate looking at this, bro. He look like a Ninja Turtle game.
At least in America, because the amount of people.
Like, look at this freeze frame, bro. He looking at the book like he want to eat it, bro. What is you? What? Like, come on, bro. I've never looked at a book so intently, mouth wide open, gang.
Reading comprehension.
Brother, it gets to a point, bro. He like when Squidward was trying to take the little tiny bite that. Come on, bro.
Is atrocious. I know this as a creator because I'll say something. A person won't even finish the video or just pause on that part. Then go in the comment section writing a whole paragraph explaining why they hate me and how my take is wrong. Half the population reads at a 6th grade level here. We gotta start doing reading clubs again.
That's at half of adults too. That's ridiculous.
Glad to be in the group of Gen Z kids that got out school right when AI was about to hit. Because if I was in school right now, I'll let y'all know, I would be a couple of octaves dumber than I already am. Then there's the fashion pivot. On that same channel, he's posting videos of him learning how to make clothes for his fashion brand, which doesn't have as much hate as the reading, but it's more of the way he presents it, I would say. His fashion brand is called Vivette, and one way he's advertising it is with his own journal. The journal having designs and sketches of what he wants in it. And the way he's talking about this journal and flexing it, you would think he's writing some new verses for the Bible. Even on the Vivette website, the only way you can see the journal is if you sign up and join the waitlist. So it's clear the journal is the main marketing tactic he has for his whole fashion brand, which isn't an uncommon thing. Every fashion designer has their own type of documentation of the process of making a product. Kanye is somebody who did this a lot and showed off his sketches.
I don't know. Kanye stuff is not like the best representation for me.
I'm making a product.
Okay, it did just go mute. I thought like something tweaked with my audio. Like it literally went mute.
It's confusing on Kai's vision for it because
it's
in
probably like
different
copyrighted.
Videos, he's saying so many things about what it's supposed to be, and he's changing the camera quality on the videos to make it look more like a documentary, which is now being called the performative quality. The funniest one has got to be him recording himself.
I think I remember playing that game back in the day,
which got deleted.
Hey, yeah, recorded. I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I wish my 3DS was still working, bro.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like a track, right? And everybody's on it, and then when you achieve a lot or you do good, you start to succeed. You start to exceed it. Like you start to keep going at a crazier.
What?
The way,
Brother.
like I'm a little dark and shit. Like shit dark for me. But as soon as I hold this journal up, it's a lot like more focused on it.
That journal better have the
What,
cutest
bro?
chance of the way he's showing it. Crazy thing is, even if the journal does have good designs and people want to
People
buy
are
it, the
still
videos
gonna,
have
like,
cooked anything
yeah.
associated
People are
to
still
it.
gonna
People
front.
just look back at the videos and start dying.
Just because.
There was absolutely zero need to record this video on a 3DS. I feel like even he looked back at this and said,
Him
"All right, I'm
admitting
doing
to
too
that is
much."
the
While
problem.
people were memeing the whole thing, it also opened the floodgates of old clips showing COD trying to fit in with certain things, where you can't put it any other way. He's just saying some to be performative for the camera.
Yo, if you could describe your outfit with a song, what would it be?
I remember this.
Viva La Vida by Cosplay.
Coldplay.
These is kind of busted up, but headphones. That's all I
You
need.
do not use those.
You do not
use those. Why you catching this? You do not use those.
Look, these are the 15 iPhones.
Thank you. These don't work.
No, they just broke today.
How it
They just
you
broke
can use
today.
AirPods. We know you're rich, dog. And before people get on my ass for wearing these wired headphones, look back the past 4 years. I've been wearing these in every single video the past 4 years. All right, I'm not faking. I'm not
We
sure
know.
why he does it or
Oh,
if
we
he
know.
tries to do it subtly so people don't notice much. But in 2026, with all the forms of social media we got, people are gonna be able to tell when you're faking it. I do
Yeah, they're
believe,
gonna be able to
though,
look
that even
back.
with all these performative shenanigans, he actually got into
Still some
fashion and
passion
likes it.
behind
You
it.
can tell his fashion game has changed a lot in the past couple of years.
For
And I'm sure
sure.
people will say that this whole thing is fake or a grift because it happened so soon. That can happen to anyone with anything, though. Sometimes you get
True.
into something and like it so much a lot in a short period of time. You want to
Or a lot of the process is like behind the scenes, especially with what he's been doing. It's like, when will he have had the time to like soft launch anything, if that makes sense? It's not a book where foreshadowing can always be done, like to shoot him some bail, but because of how like spontaneous it is, it does open up the floodgates to different ideas of like why.
start trying it yourself or going out into that industry. The way he's advertising it, though, is way too performative. There's clips of him walking around with the journal in Paris Fashion Week, and it looked like he was protecting an ancient scripture that had burned down with vaporized
He is, though.
humanity's information.
You gotta think about it. For me, I have stuff written down for my book that I want to make, and I want it to eventually get adapted to a manga, and eventually get, you know what I'm saying, adapted to an anime, right? Me, on the other hand, I have my stuff written down on like notepads, Google Doc, multiple sources. He's written all of this down just in his journal. So if water gets on it, because he got pictures, you know what I'm saying, cut out and pasted in here. If water gets on it, if it catches on fire, if he loses it, he's probably cooked. Now, assuming he has some intelligence, he probably does have some like offload or online version of this. But as far as we know, primary copy, I gotta make sure this joint stay good. If it don't, I might be cooked. But he reading in there for the pictures. He trying to get the, come on, bro.
Wow.
Before I saw these clips, honestly, I didn't understand why people were saying the rebrand is performative. And as soon as I saw these clips, I understood why. Whoever told him on his team that this will look tough gotta be fired. Other fashion designers there were probably looking confused as hell. This isn't to say that Kai's clothing brand is gonna come out and look trash or ugly, but it's more of the marketing tactic and how it was done. In fact, I think a lot of the people hating saying the clothes are gonna look ass would start wearing it if all of a sudden people actually like it and start
No, for
wearing it
sure.
out. One thing Kai's
Guaranteed, fashion people will wear absolute BS just because it's like designer or because it has motion. Remember people buying like bait bags, the little shark logo and John? The joint was never tough. I'm gonna keep it a buck. To me, you might have found, if you genuinely found it cool, good on you. But some of that stuff was never tough. Some of the V-Lone was just like cool. Wasn't as bad as bait, but it was cool. It was never too peak of a design, but it was cool. But we use fashion and clothes as an expression of ourselves. And it's to a point where certain clothing lines have been like brought into a point where it's supposed to show some type of status. You feel me? So if you have that, people like flexing that. For example, GLDs. If you have good looking teeth, why would you need GLDs? Why would you need veneers? Why would you need anything of that nature? for rappers and stuff, it's kind of a rite of passage. It is like a way of signifying social status. I've been to the point where I got this, blah, 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 blah. But for the regular layman, me and you, it's way better to flex off your good looking teeth than flex off some GLDs. Because when I see GLDs, oh, this might be dangerous, or they have money, blah, blah, blah. And these different indicators, which depending on who you are, is, oh, this person's an easy lick. Oh, this person's dangerous. Let me stay away from them. Oh, blah, blah, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, part of the reason I started wearing glasses, or not part of a reason, but a secondary reason, like, why I was happy that I had my glasses, besides, you know, all the benefits, is the fact that wearing glasses does not inherently make you more intimidating. While with some other, like, things that people use as fashion pieces, they look crazy, bro. People be wearing like the little metallic joint on their neck. That don't hurt when you try to look down, bro. Like, it gives off a certain, and if you rocking it, you're rocking it. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people in the back. You get what I'm saying? It's like some of these things gets to a point where when something is performative to a nature to just garner a certain type of attention, like, oh, I have social status. Oh, guys, I'm cool. It doesn't speak as loud as you want it to. It normally speaks in the opposite. People prefer nuances. If I see, oh, this person always shows up on time, this person got their life right, they always eating good food, that person has social status. That's a nuance that shows me that you have social status. That's a nuance that shows me you are on top of your shit and you keep yourself clean and kept together as a human being. Oh, he's dapper. Oh, he's tact. But you should not have to have one thing or two things or however many things that, like, are supposed to speak for you. You're supposed to let the nuances speak for you. Your actions speak louder than your words.
He's gonna mainly struggle with in the fashion industry is trying to have this new persona while his old clips still being mega viral and out there. Which is why I said at the start, it's better when a transformation naturally happens on its own and isn't a hard pivot. Because not only is he gonna get low broed by the fashion elites there and they'll just see him as the streamer guy.
Oh, for
also,
sure.
The clips and what type of streamer he was, doing a bunch of goofy stuff for stream. It's just way easier for you to be a
he wasn't like he's a personality streamer, don't get it twisted. But like a lot of what he does is in the virality marketing space. So a lot of it is like not the best. For example, these two things aren't the same, but it's a similar like parallel. I could have 20,000 on the YouTube channel that just posts like brain rot shorts. If I then try to get into a space as content creators and my experience is I got 20K on the burner and I make bread off that joint because I be posting brain rot shorts. It's like you haven't earned your bread and butter. You don't deserve to sit at this table. You know what I'm saying? So being that some of his digital footprint is like the clips. Now, granted, I was watching Kai and AMP pretty early on. So I'm well aware that like a lot of his clips aren't the worst. He doesn't have like a digital footprint like Speed, which Speed has managed to Uno reverse. But the point is, a lot of his humor is like little kid, look giddy virality. You know, his audience is kids. That's what people perceive it as, especially because with how big he is, even if his, you know, kid to adult ratio was normal, because he's a lot bigger, there's a lot more kids in his audience. But if you compare him to someone like Don, someone like Duke, someone like Rage, like his audience, his target audience is a lot different. You get what I'm saying? And because of that, coming into the space he's coming into now, he's going to be looked at a certain way. I kind of agree.
Small content creator and have collabs with bigger content creators because content creators are usually more genuine, which can lead to you blowing up and having your own career. The fashion industry is just like the music industry. It's cutthroat. They'll tell you if your shit is ass, or a company will deny making the clothes because they don't think it will sell well. And people memeing this whole thing is definitely not helping potential fashion collaborators take it more serious. The whole jump into it was very fast though. It was only 3.5 months he was gone before doing this whole change. I feel like minimum you need a year for something like this. I guess for now we're gonna have to wait and see how it goes. I don't know if he's gonna completely quit streaming, but if I was his friend giving advice, I say hell no. No matter what, as a content creator, unless you're gonna retire after like 10 or 15 years, you gotta serve the people that built you up to what you are. Or maybe that's only me. So y'all will have me for another painstaking 10 years at minimum. Enjoy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Shout out Tommy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's fire seeing my boy growth, man. Hey, man, appreciate y'all guys for watching. As always, make sure y'all stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. You know what time to catch me next. Peace.